Our tail of the tape for Santos and Redmond.
Now look here, it's supposed to be a lightweight fight. If you're gonna miss weight, make sure your opponent misses weight at about the right weight, both about 160.
So they will meet somewhere in the middle, and they are about to meet in the middle of the Bellator cage with the official introductions. Here's Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight from 3 Arena here in Dublin, Bellator MMA now presents 3 5-minute rounds in the lightweight division. Introducing the blue corner first. At 5'8", weighing in 159.6 pounds, his professional record 4-6. Originally from Bahia Gondeias, Brazil, he fights out of Porto, Portugal, presenting Sergio Bananeira Santos. And across the cage, his adversary out of the red corner at 5'10", weighing in 160.5 pounds. His professional record, 13 wins, 7 losses. He fights out of Dublin, Ireland, presenting Paul "Red Sir" Redmond. In charge of the action, your referee, Leon Roberts.
The veteran Leon Roberts, our referee for this lightweight matchup. Santos, Redmond. Here we go. Sergio Santos in the blue gloves. Paul Redmond, Dublin's own, in the red gloves, and he is stormed upon early.
Yeah, he's starting out aggressively. Luta Livre fighter. Don't see a lot of those in MMA anymore, but it means he has an aggressive style, a lot of no-gi, loves his leg locks. Thinks he's a better wrestler than most jiu-jitsu practitioners. We'll see if it's right, because he's content to strike right now.
And Jimmy, look at his footwork already. He is a switch stance fighter that's just put down on the ground momentarily. So watch the movement of Santos.
Exactly, and Santos, good job springing back to his feet. Fishing for guillotine, hard to finish that without guard, however. Leg in the middle is going to prevent that.
Paul Redmond just fought 2 weeks ago right here inside 3 Arena.
Now he's got guard. He has a chance to finish this, wants to close it up and really crank. They are dry. It is early in the fight.
Paul Redmond won that fight by split decision, KSW 40. Great Polish promotion, and now he may be in some early trouble, Jimmy.
Got to see the pressure he's putting forward. He's trying to lead forward, put pressure on his right shoulder, and that gives space to the neck. Looks all right so far.
Redmond, a brown belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Guillotine's one of those things where if you don't get it early, you can burn a lot of energy trying to finish, and this is very, very early in the fight. It's the gamble with an early guillotine. Well, both guys are dry, you can get a little bit easier, but do you want to burn a lot of energy in the first minute and a half?
Santos has finished all 4 of his professional wins, 3 of those in the first round. He's being patient on the bottom now too, Jimmy.
Yeah, he is, but see, he can't really extend his body as much as he wants to because of the fence. And Redmond's still just putting a ton of pressure, trying to stall out the arms. See the readjustment to the guard. Now he can maybe pull down and put a little bit more with his legs. You want that push and pull with the legs. You push with the legs and you pull with the arms.
Is the cage helping him or hurting him here?
Cage is hurting him right now because he can't extend his body fully because the back of his head is hitting the fence.
Still looking for it though, and we are almost at the midway point of round number 1.
This is one of those things where if you were going to have it, you probably would have had it by now. Might be time to readjust, go for something else, because Redmond's just going to wait for Santos' arms to burn out in this position.
It's also a position where Leon Roberts would not stand the fighters up, though.
Yeah, exactly.
He's watching closely.
Yeah, he's doing some smart refereeing. He's not going to stand it up until this position breaks. Crowd can get as mad as they want.
4th fight of 2017 for Paul Redmond. 2nd fight of the year for Sergio de Jesus Santos.
Now, Redmond said, I didn't have time to get out of shape. You know, my last fight was 2 weeks ago. I felt good, didn't get hurt. Easy transition back into this fight.
Sometimes that's not a bad thing. Donald Cerrone has done that numerous times in his career.
Back to back to back. You never really get out of shape.
Especially if you didn't take much damage in the previous fight. Andy Ryan, the head trainer for Paul Redmond. There's SBG and there's Team Rhino MMA. Those are the big ones here in Dublin.
Now, the problem with a back-to-back fight is you don't have a lot of time to specifically adjust. You're not really changing course. You're more working on yourself and what you need to work on, but there aren't a bunch of big game plan changes when you only have a couple weeks.
Paul Redmond has been stuck in this position for pretty much the entire round one.
This is the longest I think I've ever seen a guillotine position without a sub. He's hanging on, and he might win the round basically based on this guillotine attempt. Because he is the aggressor. He is trying to finish the fight. He is on bottom.
Trying to get loose.
But if you're Santos, you have to know at this point, I don't think I'm going to get it. Might want to transition here, but he's not. Hanging on, trying to ice the round maybe. And figure, hey, if I spent this much time on the guillotine, at least win the round.
Then you have a minute to recover.
Exactly. Man, burning out your arms, though, holding on to this for an entire round, that's tough.
And that's basically, at this point, Jimmy, what Paul Redmond's doing, too. Just running the clock down so they can stand up again.
But Redmond is burning much less energy, leaning forward, putting weight on.
15 seconds. 10. Santos Redmond will move to round number 2. Set for the start of round 2. Santos, Jimmy, was shaking those arms up.
Yep.
Trying to get the blood flowing again. Redmond in the red gloves, Santos in the blue. Round 2.
And now we'll see what he has left in the tank. He started out very, very strong. Went to the guillotine that burns your arms out.
Inside leg kick by Redmond.
But now look at the defensive posture. Redmond's the bully starting round 2.
Paul Redmond said he's in a place in his life at 31 where he's healthy, he doesn't drink. Fitness, diet, mental game, he said best it's been in his career.
Those can be hard lessons. Especially if one of those athletes said, hey, I can party and do it anyway, but yeah, you start getting old and you realize you can't.
One of his teammates, Neil Seary, just retired in July after a fight in Scotland. He had 29 pro fights. Paul Redmond's not brother or relative, John Redmond, will fight here as well.
Look at the confidence in this second round in Redmond. He knows he spent a lot of energy. I'm going to tee off and try and... Remember, he's got to even up the fight, too. He's got to win this second round. Also dealing with a guy who might have burned out his arms. Much less aggression from Santos.
And Redmond is pushing forward.
Here's Carnage just safe. He's willing to strike. Don't try and take him down. Don't end up maybe in that guillotine position again.
Good head movement by Redmond.
But he likes to float that hand, especially the right hand, very, very low. He's vulnerable to the counter when he starts slinging.
Paul Red Sir Redmond.
Nice overhand right by Santos. Now, Redmond's one of the few guys that we talked to and said, hey, I'm not really a power guy. It's really hard for me to put a guy down with one shot. I have to out-volume guys, I have to overwhelm him. A lot of guys aren't power guys, but very few admit it, and he admitted it.
Red Sir, the first Irish fighter to compete in Bellator UFC, KSW 2 weeks ago, Bama and Cage Warrior.
On guillotine.
Can he get it here?
Only has one leg over, can be tough to get without full guard. Now he has full guard. Now we can really crank on it.
This would be something if he wins by guillotine.
That would be something special. He was in one the entire first round.
Leon Roberts right on top of the action.
And here Santos is breathing. That one's tight. He has just enough defense with his arms that he's able to fight it off, and he does.
Elbow from the bottom now.
Now, unlike Santos, Redmond gave up on it, decided to go for something else.
Full guard. Santos, as Jimmy said, the luta libre fighter.
One of the storied rivalries in martial arts was luta libre versus Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Santos, 9 fights in Brazil, 1 in Madrid, And now tonight in Dublin. Redmond very active from his back.
What he doesn't want to do is let Santos rest. He felt like Santos kind of running out of gas. He had to fight off that guillotine, couldn't really breathe. Don't let him just sit on top of you.
90 seconds.
Oh, knee bar.
He loves his leg locks.
Nice, good transition to the sweep.
We were kidding Paul Redmond when we talked to him because he's got all these toe hold finishes.
Yep. Comparatively rare in MMA.
Now some good old-fashioned ground and pound.
And it's so Irish. The Irish fighters we've seen, physical pressure, never giving you a break, always staying on you, very, very active. This has been Redmond so far in this fight.
The fight 2 weeks ago for Paul Redmond was all stand-up. Majority of this fight thus far has been on the ground.
And Santos stuck in a really awkward position. Maybe wants to roll through for the knee bar, but weight is not on his side.
30 seconds. But Redmond doing a good job, if this round goes another 22 seconds, of tying this fight.
Knee bar, went for Peruvian necktie, now toe hold.
Can he get it?
That's his specialty. Can't get it.
10 seconds.
The key to going for that leg lock offense is knowing when it's done and when to sit up and take the sweep. A little too slow for Redmond, but not a lot of time left.
Round 2 in the books.
See the step over, going knee bar. Did a good job of locking him, but look at it here. He sits up at exactly the right time to get a sweep out of it. Good ground and pound on top. Nice right hand, physical pressure from Redmond. Went Peruvian necktie here. The leg slipped off the head. Went sweep again. Good transitional submission game by both guys, but Redmond just a little bit ahead in that second round.
You have it 1-1?
I have it 1-1. Second round for Redmond, first one for Santos.
Santos coming out swinging.
Swinging hard.
Tried to change levels, and he ate about 5 uppercuts. Good pace here early.
Yeah, they're fighting like they know this round is it. Nobody's fighting like they have it in the bag.
Body shot. Jimmy, I like how Redmond is putting his punches together.
Yeah, he's throwing very well. The problem is that he does have a problem bringing them back to his chin. He's very open to the counter shot, but that was a fatigued Santos going for that punch.
Again with the uppercut. Over the top.
No, that didn't land clean. Yeah, it didn't even land that clean, and Santos just went back. He is very, very tired.
Redmond all over Santos here. Lot of elbows.
He's keeping them legal too, right around the ear. That's what they tell you, target the ear with the elbow.
Paul Redmond, raised by a single mom, Denise, 4 kids. Said everybody calls my mom Mama Red, and so do I.
Switch, nice. Gave him just enough hip space to back off. Nice elbow over the top.
Redmond coming through the middle a lot with uppercuts, knees, there's another. Really turning it on.
And he likes that left step. He hops just to his left before he throws the right hand.
His sister Trey's in attendance. Paul told us Mama Red is being Grandmama Red tonight. Again with the elbows.
That's one thing about getting hit near the temple, near the ear. It's so disorienting. Those may look like short shots, but when you're done, you sit up and the whole cage is spinning. Redmond just has a lot more gas in this third round.
Does a lot of that go back to round number 1 for Santos?
I definitely think it did. Oh, good right through the center.
Just over the top.
Yep, he likes that
Santos
center
is in
attack.
big trouble.
And this is the volume attack of Redmond. No one punch is gonna do it. It's the volume. He never lets up.
He said to us he loves the dirty box. Not a big puncher anyway, as you mentioned, Jimmy. Trying to finish him right here, right now.
This sport has room for all kinds of fighters, but know which one you are. Beautiful step over into full mount.
You can hear its corner, finish it, finish it.
They know Santos is tired. It takes a lot of energy to escape this position.
Big shots. He continues to pour it on.
I think this might be over. With the ref saying fight back, that means he's thinking about stopping it.
Half guard now. And a pause, and that might be as much Redmond as anything else. Take a breath.
No panic now, no panic, good control. Get your breathing there. Body shots there, make it up, don't let it breathe.
90 seconds remain in this fight.
There we are.
Here's when you make that choice. Minute and a half left. I got this round, might have a second round. How hard do you go for the finish? Now Redmond's in front of an Irish crowd. I think he's gonna go hard for it, and he does.
Again, he's got the full mount.
A lot of fighters would have just stayed in full mount, hunted for short punches. Redmond's trying to finish it.
Right when you talked about it.
Exactly. That's where you make that choice.
Leon Roberts right there.
He's cut now. Santos is cut. He is taking a beating at the end of this third round. It's now a matter of will he make it the next 45 seconds.
Redmond on top.
Can't see from here how deep the rear naked choke is.
Big third round for Paul Redmond.
Yeah, no hooks in. He's ready to bail out if he has to. You can see by his posture. If Santos tries to run forward, he's going to hop off.
Looking for 2 professional wins in the span of 2 weeks. Final 10 seconds.
That corner told him, let him go. He's listening well.
They go the distance. Paul Redser Redmond. Sergio Santos. Back and forth battle. Big third round for Redmond. Our official decision from here in Dublin is coming up next. Awaiting the official decision.
And I like the flurries I saw by Redmond in round 3. Not just on the feet, where he was very, very aggressive, but on the ground. Once he got good position, it was this constant barrage right through the middle, right hands, uppercuts, elbows over the top. Santos, not enough energy to really mount an offense of his own to give Redmond a reason to back up. That did not happen after round 1. And this was a guy who was exhausted, wasn't able to finish strong. Redmond was.
4th fight of 2017 has Redmond extended his winning streak to 3. Michael C. Williams with the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, having gone the distance, we'll go to your 3 judges at cage side. Eric Colon, Brian Miner, and Sal Diamato. All see the fight exactly the same, 29-27 for the winner by unanimous decision, Paul Redser Redmond.
Paul Redmond, a win in his Bellator debut.
And I agree with that score. I thought that last round was 10-8 as well.
And the judges agreed. So congratulations to Redser as he wins here in his hometown of Dublin, Ireland. His 3rd win of 2017. Our tale of the tape for our first fight of the night.
Yeah, John Redmond, 6'4" to Charlie Ward's 5'11".
Let's get it over to Michael C. Williams to get us started.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome as Miller Lite presents Bellator MMA. Tonight from 3 Arena here in Dublin, Ireland, we begin the action now with 3 5-minute rounds in the middleweight division. Introducing the blue corner first. At 6'4", weighing in 184.6 pounds. His professional record, 7-12. He fights out of Dublin, Ireland, Johnny Jiu-Jitsu Redmond. And across the cage, his adversary, out of the red corner, at 5'11", weighing in 185.6 pounds. As a professional, 3 wins, 3 losses. He fights out of Dublin, Ireland, presenting Relentless, Charlie Ward. In charge of the action, your referee, Mark Goddard.
Mark Goddard, our referee, for our first fight here on Spike from Dublin. John Redmond, Charlie Ward. Here we go. Tonight's fight clock is brought to you by Miller Lite, the original light beer. Cheers. It's Miller time. Redmond in the blue gloves, Charlie Ward in the red gloves. They both fight out of Dublin, Jimmy. Rival gyms, though.
That's always great seeing that in the cage, and Ward bullying in early. Good thing to do against a taller opponent, but bear in mind, despite the height difference, the range disparity is only 1 inch in favor of Redmond.
Charlie Ward has been at SPG Ireland under John Kavanagh for about a decade. In fact, he has been serving as one of Conor McGregor's bodyguards recently.
Good work. And here's where John Redmond gets to earn his stripes. He said, my jiu-jitsu's great, that's what I rely on, but hunting for a triangle, couldn't get it done.
Johnny Jitsu, his nickname. You better have a submission game.
You want to take Johnny Jitsu as your name? Yeah.
Redmond said of his opponent, I know him personally, very tough individual, comes to fight every time. They grapple early.
What he's trying to do is put a ton of pressure on him. See the forehead? He's grinding against Redmond's chin. What he doesn't want is put his weight back. You see Redmond working for a sweep, hunting for it, but that fence is going to get in his way. So he can't exactly roll back and elevate as easily.
7 professional wins, 6 wins by a stoppage, 4 by knockout, 2 by submission for Johnny Redmond. Charlie Ward looking to posture up, rain some damage down. Andy Ryan, the head trainer for John Redmond. Team Ryan-O, headquartered right here in Dublin. A lot of pressure from relentless Charlie Ward. Now they're up.
Good job for Redmond getting back to his feet. But this inside game generally favors the shorter fighter. Redmond gets a plum, that's when everything changes. But right here in this over-under, it's Ward that can generate a lot of power.
Johnny Jitsu was telling us, Jimmy, that last September in this building in a Bama fight, he had the one-punch knockout 19 seconds into the second. So we know he has that power.
Yeah, talk about how addictive that is. Once you feel that, you want it again, but gotta be smart. I've seen so many get hooked on the knockout at the detriment of the rest of their game.
Charlie Ward will turn 37 next month. 33-year-old John Redmond, his 20th professional fight.
Both fighters getting work done on the inside. When you're taller, the advantage is the knees. Redmond's starting to throw him.
It's a gruesome way to fight, though.
Oh, man, it takes so much out of you. So you're going from dynamic to static. You're throwing with speed, and then you're holding on.
Nice elbow. Redmond has finished his last 3 wins, throws the knee, and that short elbow again.
Both fighters taking turns over the top.
Come on, guys, stay busy. You want to stay there or one more? Hey.
Referee saying stay busy. They're like, yeah, man, we're throwing in here. Good turn, not letting himself get pulled off the fence.
They're thinking, Mark Goddard, define busy, please.
Yeah, exactly.
1 minute on the clock here in round 1. John Redmond had a very long amateur career. He said they ended up being pro fights on his record, Jimmy. He said there was no apprenticeship because of that reason. So it was him learning and getting comfortable, but they were all professional fights where most guys, they would have been in the amateur range.
Yeah, and that's the thing about, you know, MMA back in the day, 20 years ago. It's, hey, you started, that was it. You're 0-0. First fight was pro. There wasn't really an amateur system. Now guys can really get rounds in before they have their pro debut. And Redmond, to me, is winning back this round after staying on the bottom early. Thought Redmond's really put the pressure on him late. Oh, nice knee.
Final seconds of the round. Big swing and a miss. Oh, my goodness! And it's all over! Just like that, Charlie Ward!
He was cut, he was hurt, and man, he uncorked a shot that dropped Redmond. Seconds left to go in the round.
And look who's in to celebrate with him. The Notorious One.
Wow, Conor McGregor trying to go at the referee. I don't know what's going on here.
Who's the bodyguard now?
But Conor McGregor going after the ref. I didn't see any problem with that stoppage. I don't know what he's upset about. But all of a sudden, Conor McGregor going after the referee. That is crazy.
And his guy won. Charlie Ward is his guy.
That's nuts.
With just truly maybe a second remaining in the round.
I don't know what Conor was angry about, but he was mad about
Charlie
something.
Ward.
Yeah.
Longtime teammate of Charlie Ward and others on the card tonight, Jimmy.
No, but like you said, I thought he was celebrating first, going in to congratulate his guy, and then
I think he was.
Looked like he went after the referee. He was pointing at him, yelling. I don't know what the problem was.
Just kind of being Conor.
I'm gonna get in there and ask him if I have time.
Yeah.
But,
You don't become notorious. Wow. We both were wondering, would Conor McGregor be here for Charlie Ward and company tonight? The answer is yes. Charlie Ward with the first round finish, the official decision. Coming up next, man, when Conor McGregor makes an appearance, he makes an appearance so happy for his good friend and teammate, Charlie Ward. One thing to note, in a referee's mind, there is no clock. So a good stop by Mark Goddard. Doesn't matter if it's 101, 201, or 1 second remaining. Fighter safety, the primary concern always. All right, let's make it official. Here is Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, inside the Bellator cage, the fight officially comes to an end. 4 minutes, 59 seconds into round number 1. The winner by knockout, relentless, Charlie Ward.
Second knockout win. Jimmy Smith will visit with Charlie Ward.
with your winner, Charlie Ward. Charlie, incredible finish. Did you know how close the round was to being over? That was a last-second knockout.
No, he surprised me with his height. Like, usually I'm meant to pin anyone against the fence, but I mean, I could hear him. Like, I mean, he was throwing bit shots in there. There was nothing in them, and then I knew that I was holding off. I knew I was going to come out in the second round anyway and knock his head off. So, I mean, whatever. First round, second round, who gives a fuck?
The cut over your eye, brutal fight, a lot of it grueling against the fence.
I like it that way.
I was about to ask, just the fight you like? How does it feel to win it?
It feels good after what happened the last few times. I was sick. Simple, I was sick, but we'll see now.
You heard it, Charlie Ward, ladies and gentlemen.
4:59 of the first round, Charlie Ward by knockout in his Bellator debut. our tail of the tape for Freeman and Baby Slice.
And you see both starting in their careers 1-1 versus 1-0. Who controls the nerves in this fight? That's key.
Michael C. Williams with the official introductions.
From Spike Sports, Bellator MMA now moves to 3 5-minute rounds at a catch weight of 165 pounds. And now introducing the blue corner first at 5'9", weighing in 160 pounds even. His professional record early on stands at 1-0. Originally out of Compton, he fights out of St. Louis, Missouri, USA, presenting Fred the Demon Freeman. And across the cage, his adversary. Tonight fights out of the red corner at 5'11", weighing in 165 pounds even as a professional early on. He's 1-1 by way of Miami, Florida. He fights out of Long Beach, California, USA, presenting Baby Slice. In charge of the action, your referee, Mark Goddard.
So Mark Goddard, our referee. Catch weight matchup here inside the 3 Arena. Baby Slice, Fred the Demon Freeman. Fight scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. Here we go. Tonight's fight clock is brought to you by Miller Lite, the original light beer. Cheers. It's Miller time. This southpaw, Fred Freeman in the blue gloves, Baby Slice in the red gloves.
I like what Freeman said when we interviewed him about this fight. He said, hey, I'm going off his pacing. I want to counterpunch a little bit. He didn't talk about going in there and knocking Slice's head off. He talked about counterpunching, counter-striking, finding a weakness.
Here to continue a legacy. And we were talking about Fred Freeman. Zach Freeman talked to us at Madison Square Garden about, okay, I'm in a high-profile fight with Aaron Pico. I'll let this work in my advantage. Fred Freeman said, no, I'm just excited to fight on national TV for Bellator.
But you can't have what I call the happy to be here's, where it's like, wow, this is great. You got a tough opponent in front of you. You got to fight with aggression and energy. He's fighting very smart so far. A lot of guys come out with that attitude are kind of deer in headlights. He doesn't have that look to me.
Well, he's had some great training partners over the years in St. Louis. The former champion, Michael Chandler, one of them, Tyron Woodley, Josh Sampo, and Zach Freeman.
Here's where Kimbo's very, very dangerous with that ground and pound. Antonio McKee, great top control, great ground and pound in his own right.
Baby Slice said I was 16, 17 years old. Going to my dad's fights, he's now 25. He has a different type of mental experience than most fighters.
He's been around the game so much of his life. Oh man, big left hand, just barely missed, but making a mistake, turning his back, both hooks in, he might have
it. Right here.
Got
it. It's all over. Baby Slice by submission.
First round rear naked choke. You think about the heavy hands, you think about the ground and pound, but he turned his back and made a mistake. Gave up his neck.
They battled on the ground. And Baby Slice showed the versatility, Jimmy, that you talked about earlier.
Yeah, both hooks in, arm under the neck, but takedown, and he didn't go crazy with the ground and pound. He stayed very, very composed. He fought the sweep attempts of Freeman, his attempts to get the leg underneath his hips, and was able to keep his weight on top of him and wait for Freeman to make that mistake. That's key. That is everything.
Baby Slice with his second straight first round finish. This one comes against Fred Freeman here in beautiful Dublin, Ireland. The official decision of this catchweight fight is coming up next. First round knockout finish in London, here in Dublin. First round submission finish for Baby Slice. Jimmy talked about it earlier. He got the back, and he locked it down, and there's the tap. And the win for Baby Slice, the second inside the Bellator cage. To make it official, Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, inside the Bellator cage, the tap comes by way of a rear naked choke. Official time, 1 minute, 47 seconds into round number 1. The winner by submission, baby Slice.
I'm here with your winner, Baby Slice. Everybody knows about your punching power, the ground and pound. How important was it to you to show that well-roundedness to get the submission finish?
It meant a lot, it's my first submission and felt great. We got the best coaches, and I feel like in MMA with Jason Manley for our jiu-jitsu coach, and my coach Antonio McKee.
Your second fight overseas, another great finish, another great example of the crowd support you get here. This must feel like your second home now. You must like flying to go fight.
Yeah, man, I love fighting overseas, man. All the Ireland fans, Dublin, been supporting me real good, so I appreciate it. I love it in here, man. I love it in this cage. I was more calm, I was more prepared. And, I love getting knockouts, but it feels good to get a submission, too.
Nowhere to go but up. What's on your horizon? Anybody on your radar?
Nah, nobody on my radar, man. I'm learning. I'm just started doing it, so I'm gonna just keep growing. As you can see, I'm getting better and better.
And it's one at a time. Baby Slice. Give it up for him, ladies and gentlemen.
Our tail of the tape for this 140-pound fight.
It is 140 in name only. See, Kavanaugh didn't make it by more than 3 pounds. Casanova under the weight. So there's a big difference in terms of size tonight.
But Jimmy, the reach is virtually identical.
You gotta get in there somewhere. You gotta get somewhere.
Here's Michael C. Williams.
Tonight from 3 Arena, Bellator MMA now features the co-main event, 3 5-minute rounds, brought to you by Spike Sports. We introduce the blue corner first. At 5'7", weighing in 137.8 pounds, her professional record stands at 3-5-1 from Bastia, France, presenting Maria Casanova. And across the cage, her adversary, fighting out of the red corner at 5'7", weighing in 143.8 pounds. As a professional, she brings 4 wins, 2 losses, hailing from Dublin, Ireland, presenting Sinead Kavanaugh. And when the bell rings, the referee in charge, Mark Goddard.
Mark Goddard, our referee. 140-pound fight. Maria Casanova and that lady, Sinead K.O. Kavanaugh. Here we go. Tonight's clock brought to you by Miller Lite, the original light beer. Cheers. It's Miller time. Blue gloves for Casanova, red gloves for Sinead Kavanaugh, whose teammate Charlie Ward has already earned a knockout victory tonight.
And yes, fans at home, you heard an Irish crowd boo a referee because Conor McGregor went after him.
Trying to finish it quickly is Kavanaugh.
Oh, she's all over her already. Gonna slide into full mount. Went from bad to worse very, very quickly.
Oh my goodness. It is over, just like that.
Big shot, dropped her, followed her to full mount, no resistance at all. That's a walkover for Sinead Kavanaugh. The walk took longer.
She said, I'm gonna bring it early, not gonna wait tonight, and that, I think, defines early, Jimmy.
Man, she didn't even break a sweat. If she has one, it's from warming up in the back. This whole fight could be a replay. The right hand drops her, went for a takedown, but nothing behind it at all. Just a straight blast right hand. Didn't even land that cleanly, just knocked her head back. And after that, look at the full mount. Ground and pound, nowhere to go. Referee stops it, and that is it.
The 5-time Irish national boxing champion said, I hit ferociously hard. I think that is an accurate statement. Sinead Kavanaugh, first round finish, her second Bellator victory right here inside the 3 Arena. When we come back, it is time for the official decision. Partner, let's look at this fight from the start to the very quick finish.
Just in case you sneezed and missed it, We knew about the punching power of Kavanaugh. You'll see a right hand right through the center. That was the beginning of the very quick end.
Boom.
And that was it. At this point, you can't double leg like that. You have to have drive behind your hips. Casanova had none. Leads straight into full mount. Here's that weight advantage. Remember, much bigger tonight is Sinead Kavanaugh, and she showed it with that ground and pound.
Another first round knockout for Sinead Kavanaugh with the official decision, Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, inside the Bellator cage, the end comes 34 seconds into round number 1. The winner by TKO, Dublin's own Sinead Kavanaugh.
Jimmy with the winner.
Sinead, you told us I hit ferociously hard. I hit you once, you go down. It's hard to script it a lot better than that. Everything went your way.
Yeah, it was about time. Last time in America, you know, it was a tough fight, and we thought we won it, like, you know, but yeah, it's good to get the win in the hometown.
You talked about that, how much you learned from that, how much you said, hey, I'm not going to get in these long wars and long fights. If I can finish a fight, I'm going to do it. You saw your opportunity and took it, especially on the ground. Was that from that loss in the last fight? Was it from you learning so much against the long fight with Blenko?
Yeah, we went back to basics. You know, I was feeding out the left, you know, just get that right, because that's the power shot there, and boom, good night.
Now, the woman you fought last time, Arlene Blenko, is fighting for the title against Julia Budd. You said that close decision loss told me I'm on that level. What's your message for the winner of that fight?
I'm right here, I'm right now to fight. Let's go.
She's ready to go, Sinead K.O. Kavanaugh.
Tape for this, our main event of the evening.
Look at the reach advantage for AJ McKee. 5 inches, he uses that reach very, very well.
To get us set for the main event, let's go back inside the Bellator cage to Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight here at Bellator MMA on Spike, from Dublin, the time has come for the main event of the evening. 3 5-minute rounds in the featherweight division. Sanctioned by the Mohegan Tribe Department of Athletic Regulation. Chief is Lynn Malerba. Chairman is Kevin Brown. Supervising at cage side, Mr. Mike Mazzulli. Tonight's main event is brought to you by Miller Lite, the original light beer. It's Miller time. And now, introducing the blue corner. At 5'8", weighing in 145.8 pounds. His professional record, 10 wins, 5 defeats. Fighting out of Wexford, Ireland, presenting Brian the Pikeman Moore. And across the cage, his adversary, fighting out of the red corner, at 5'10", weighing in 145.5 pounds. As a professional, he enters tonight undefeated, 9 victories, no defeats. He fights out of Long Beach, California, USA, introducing the mercenary AJ McKee. In charge of the action, your referee, Leon Roberts.
Leon Roberts, the referee.
You both know the rules, you both know what I expect. Protect yourself at all times, follow my instruction at all times. If I ask for a break, I expect a good, clean break. Fight hard, fight fair, fight clean. Touch gloves, back to your corners.
AJ McKee said, I'll be the youngest champion at 145, then I'll take the belt at 55. Brian Moore, his opponent. Here we go. Tonight's Fight Clock brought to you by Miller Lite, the original light beer. Cheers. It's Miller time. Red gloves for McKee, blue gloves for Brian Moore.
AJ McKee already showing that speed. Very, very quick, switches stances a lot. Brian Moore trying to corner and put him against the fence. Nice flying knee.
Oh, my goodness, he caught him.
Quick hook right
Big
over
shot.
the top. Yep.
Moore's back up.
I'm going guillotine.
Little slip by McKee.
But McKee using a lot of energy early.
Utilizing that switch stance.
One thing about Moore is he tends to swing wild. AJ McKee trying to get inside those big punches.
Brian Moore trying to make it a perfect night for SBG Ireland and John Kavanagh. Conor McGregor even made an appearance.
Yeah, the Mark Gardner fight didn't happen quite as expected. It wasn't official. That was crazy.
Brian told us he started training MMA, went pro at 22. McKee, just 22 years old, just missed with that lead.
Now, one thing about McKee, he likes to keep his hands a little bit low when he throws, a little bit wide. Moore can come over the top with a heavy one. He might catch him. You see, he likes to play, likes to drop his hands. Shows a lot of confidence. A big puncher can make him pay for that. Another nice left. AJ McKee relying on his speed and timing early in this fight.
He wants to be entertaining and not get hit. He said, as I mentioned earlier, I've yet to get hit. And he's got next week Tel Aviv a little bit in the back of his mind because the belt in his weight class is on the line. Patricio Pitbull, Daniel Weichel in the rematch.
145 in Bellator is a shark tank. Emmanuel Sanchez looked amazing in his last fight. Pat Curran looked amazing as well. Daniel Strauss, former champion, very much in the mix. A lot of veterans.
Georgi Kahanian and James Gallagher, who was initially supposed to be in the main event tonight. He is 4-0 in Bellator. He just had knee surgery.
That outside trip. And once again, this commitment to the guillotine. He's got it very, very tight.
Looking to finish it right here.
Man, so much pressure right now with the hips.
Wow.
He's out. Now that was close.
Fought through the standing guillotine attempt.
Now he has very good front chokes. It's a big part of AJ's arsenal.
Back in the center of the cage. Brian Moore, a big swing. Brian said to us that AJ right there is explosive, but he's not fast with the 1-2s. We'll see if this fight settles in a bit, Jimmy. But Brian Moore said, I will be the faster thrower of punches.
So far, AJ's shown very good speed. If you're Brian Moore, you want to take advantage of those slowdowns. See, he's not moving like he did in the start of round one. Take advantage of that.
And he just got hit.
Yep.
Great pace here in round one of our main event.
It's not how you start, it's how you finish. AJ McKee started off very strong, but came out with a big burst of gas.
AJ finished his first 5 fights in Bellator, 4 of those in the first round. The other was just 32 seconds into the second. Of course, everybody talks about the head kick part.
Yep. Now somebody is cut. I think it's AJ. Yeah, he is bleeding like crazy. One of those short elbows cut him up.
McKee right.
Man, that is bad.
Right in front of his corner. Yep. And opened up by Brian Moore.
That's one of those gut check moments. End of round one, slowing down a little, and a very bad cut. We can't see where it is yet. There's blood all over Moore's legs. I don't think it was a big shot. I think it's one of those short elbows on the inside that cut him up.
Those elbows can slice. And it appears that is the big shot of round one. Brian Moore, AJ McKee, round 2, up next.
AJ McKee starting off very, very strong, fast, confident, throwing a wide variety of strikes, really loose. Great shot with the right hand over the top. Look at that, and then Moore coming back at the end of the round, putting pressure on AJ, cutting him against the fence. Good finish by Moore, good start by McKee.
Round one, who got it?
I went 10-9 McKee. I just thought he did a little more damage. He controlled more of the round. Moore came back at the end, but I still have it 10-9 AJ McKee. But this second round is going to be very interesting.
Brian said that, you know, you don't get to 9-0 in Bellator by being a poor fighter. He also said that AJ McKee has been on his radar for quite some time.
Another thing to remember, Moore is the local guy. He has the crowd behind him. If you don't think that influences judges, you're crazy.
Here's a local statement. Fans deserve a cracker of a fight.
Nice right hand by Moore. Regardless of who you gave the first round to, Moore goes back feeling good. He goes back to that first round. His corner's going, he's slowing down. You got him. I think he's got the momentum heading into round two, but AJ's still very dangerous.
The very prideful Irish fighter in the main event here in Dublin, 2 hours from his hometown of Wexford.
Another important thing to keep in mind with the judges, they tend to remember how the fight ended. Moore ended strong.
Brian Moore does train at SBG Ireland. Conor McGregor, Gallagher, Kavanagh, of course, Charlie Ward. So he makes about a 4-hour trip, Jimmy, back and forth 3-4 times a week.
That's dedication, my friend. What's that show? He's got work ethic, and it's showing tonight. Now look at the volume of AJ McKee's strikes. They have gone down significantly. He always likes playing the outside. That's not different, but he's not striking like he was in round one.
I don't know if we're in really deep waters yet, but we're getting out of the shallow end.
Yes.
AJ's starting to realize he's got himself a fight tonight.
This wasn't going to be easy. I thought this was going to be easy. I was wrong.
Stuffed. Moore the aggressor here in round two. Got into the sport as a complete rookie with 3 months of Muay Thai training. Spin and a miss.
Elio Gracie said, everybody's my size eventually. The lesson tonight is everybody's my speed eventually. You saw the disparity in round one. Now in round two, hey, Moore doesn't look that slow, does he? They're about the same speed because of the fatigue.
Brian Moore's finished his last 5 wins. Finished 8 of 10 overall. Left hand from McKee.
Yep, nice 1-2 by McKee.
3 minutes into round number 2.
Yet another thing to keep in mind, when they're having these back and forth exchanges like this, it's Moore claiming the center and looking like the aggressor. Very important to the judges.
Hook it with your left leg.
In front of his cornerman, including head trainer John Kavanagh.
Yep, going switch. Problem is, that's hard to do when the head's on the same side as the leg you have. Can still be done. You hear his dad saying, sit through it.
Go for the heel with your right hand. See the heel there, Brian?
Moore was on this card the entirety,
Yeah.
but yet it was an opponent change, obviously, for the main event, but he had a month's notice to get that opponent change.
Yeah, and he had the full camp.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind. It's not going to affect his gas. He knew he was fighting tonight.
Told us he had a 10-week camp like normal. 4 weeks ago is when Gallagher told everybody he's unable to go, and now Brian Moore trying to steal the show here tonight. The show that is 9-0, AJ McKee.
Now, here's the problem with that style AJ McKee's using in round one. You drop your hands, you're mugging. When you're aware in round one, you have a lot of energy, you can slip those punches. Now they're catching McKee. He's throwing his hands down, doing the same thing, but those counter punches are now getting him because he's slowing down a little bit. Yeah, he was moving his head out of range of those counter punches in round one. Not so much in round two.
Moore's striking in the last few fights has been very good. Body shot a moment ago, and it looks good again tonight. 30 seconds. Looking for that head kick again. Moore sees it coming.
Yeah, but Moore has the tendency to keep his hands pretty low too.
Yeah. a veteran of Gaelic sports that are all about competition and confrontation. And we've got a good one here.
In round number 2, Brian Moore finding his range. AJ McKee slowing down a bit, cut over his right eye. That physical aggression, that pressure that you and I thought would be key to the fight, Goldie, it's coming to pass in round 2. Great stuff by the Irishman. I have it even. 10-9 McKee round 1, 10-9 for Moore in round 2. But based on that moving forward aggression, heavy punches.
5 minutes remain. Red gloves McKee, blue gloves Brian Moore. AJ McKee trying to open his Bellator career 10-0. He caught him.
Oh, great shot. Caught him off balance. Good job moving around the legs.
McKee fast-paced with this ground and pound.
Just what he wanted. A shot,
one hook
a shot in the arm and a fast start to kind of change the momentum and tempo of the fight. One hook in, going rear naked.
Can he get it? Looking to lock it down. Leon Roberts making sure
he's out. He's out.
And it's official. It is all over. AJ McKee chokes out Brian Moore.
Man, what a comeback. Just when it looked like the momentum had turned, things were going Moore's way. AJ McKee able to turn it around with a fast start in round 3. Great stuff.
Leon Roberts, Jimmy grabbed the hand of Brian Moore. He was okay for a moment, and he was right there when Moore was choked out cold.
And also, when a lot of fighters go out, their legs start kicking. That's exactly what happened with Moore. Good stoppage, good awareness by the referee.
And the beginning of the end started with a good punch landed by now 10-0 Bellator fighter, AJ, the Mercenary McKee.
We wondered how AJ McKee would deal with a tough fight, a long fight, a grueling fight that maybe wasn't going his way. This is how he dealt with it. A beautiful rear naked choke. No hooks in, but the pressure. You see the referee all over it, looking for signs that Moore was out. As soon as he saw it, that is it. Beautiful comeback by AJ McKee.
And it all started with a great 1-2 that connected for 10-0, record-setting AJ, the Mercenary McKee, to get it official. Here is Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, with the rear naked choke in tight and no tap, it comes to an end officially. 42 seconds into round number 3. The winner by technical submission, the Mercenary AJ McKee.
AJ, a lot of fans wondered how you would deal with a tough fight, long fight, grueling fight. You were cut in round 2. I'm sorry, in round 1. What were you thinking coming out for round 3? You came out so aggressively.
Round 3, man, I know I'm here in Dublin, and I ain't letting that shit go to scorecard, bro. You know how that shit goes. So, hey, I dug deep, had the motivation. Thank you guys for motivating me, booing me. That shit feels a hater, dog. You know what I'm saying? So, thank you, Dublin. Thank you for everyone coming out. Thank you for all my sponsors, TC1. They helped my weight cut. Lena Egg Whites, Import Auto Pros, they're building my Honda for me. And Skunk 2, they gave me all the parts. So catch me on the racetrack, too, if you want it.
The belt at 145 on the line next week in Tel Aviv. Pitbull versus Vishal. What are your thoughts on that fight and the winner?
I'm coming to get it.
Doesn't matter who it is, AJ, the Mercenary McKee.